Hola, hola, it's your girl Erica from America. Welcome to the Confidence Chronicles podcast. This podcast is all about helping you stand in who you are. Stop giving a fuck what people think about you. Start standing as your fully expressed self. As you are, as is, there is no filter needed. You are fucking awesome, and I am here to remind you. I'm a confidence coach, and I'm a bold stand for confidence, and I cannot wait to dig into today's episode with you. Hello, how are you? I am hype as ever. Hype as ever. I'm always hype. Yo, I don't know what's been happening with me lately, but I'm feeling great. Maybe it's because I'm 38 years old now. Boom, boom, boom. Yes. I'm so happy to be 38. I can't tell you. Like, I'm not going to hide my age. I'm happy to tell you I'm 38 years old. I'm feeling like I'm 22. Had the best birthday. Thankfully, we were out of lockdown. I'm just feeling fantastic. Deeply grateful. Like, I got so much love from y'all. I got so many emails, so many messages, flower deliveries. Like, it was like a funeral. It was amazing. I was like, this is beautiful. Like, I just really took the love. And you know what? It felt like a thank you. I took it like a thank you. Like, I create so much content and I am constantly thinking about you, thinking about my clients. How can I serve the women? What can we do to up level everything? How can we give more? Like, I'm always thinking about that 24/7. And, you know, my birthday felt like a thank you. It felt like a thank you day. It was like, you know, thank you for what you've done. Thank you for all your support. We love you. Here you go. Here are some flowers. Here are some things. So it was really nice. And I have to say, I felt really deeply grateful. I was crying. I was just like, damn, this is amazing. People are amazing. I love you. So thank you if you sent a message. If you didn't, thank you anyway for existing and for being in my world. I wanted to talk about this today because I be getting the messages. Oh my God, I binge your podcast. Or what books do you recommend? Or women that are in my program, you know, watching all the videos and doing all the work, but they're not seeing results. And I even have it as one of my frequently asked questions of like, I've done programs like this and they haven't worked in the past. How is this going to be different? And the reality is, nothing matters. Nothing's going to help you. You know who helps you? You. I have a podcast coming out about it. The person that you can give thanks to is you. Not your mentor, not the program, not Tony Robbins, not me, not the podcast, not the book, not the process, not the 5 steps, not the 12 steps. It's you. Because you're the one that has to do the work. At the end of the day, no one can take that away from you. You have to do it. And so what happens and what I see is that we consume, read, listen. We listen to so much shit. We watch so many YouTube videos. We follow all these influential people on Instagram. We're constantly in the consumption phase. And you have to have a phase after you consume where you act on the information that you just learned. There has to be a point where you apply the learning, where you apply what you consumed, or you're just consuming to consume, to have more information in your head. And my darling, you do not need more information in your head. I've said it before on the show. We are in the era of information. Information overload. That's what I think our brain is saying. Information overload. Like, there's so much coming at you. There's billions of bits of information coming at you, and you can only take on like 170 bits of information at one time. Something like that. Don't quote me. It's something crazy like that. There's a million or billion bits of information. We can only take on like 170 bits of information at once. And so think about how much there is calling for you. Your blogs, your emails, your phone, your notifications, your kids, your family, your friends, phone calls, work, career, business, money, bing, look over here, look over there, videos, reels, fucking TikToks, there's music, podcast, movies, bing, 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 bing. There's information everywhere. And you know you could Google some shit in 5 minutes. Like, you know, there's some Googling going on. If you need to know something, you could find it. So for me, I don't think that there is a lack of information. It's not that you don't know. And even if you don't know, you could know real quick. You could Google something, you could watch a couple videos and be like, yep, I understand that. I have an understanding of that. What I think the problem is, and I continuously see as the problem, is that we are not applying what we are learning. And I love Tony Robbins. You know this. If you listen to my podcast, you know I love Tony Robbins. And he says, people know what to do, but they don't do what they know. And I'm like, damn, that's true. Damn, that's true with food and fitness. Damn, that's true with everything. People know what to do most of the time, right? We know what to do, but we don't do what we know. That's why I hate saying, I know. Yeah, I know. Because when you say, I know, you cut yourself off from ever actually experiencing the lesson. Because if you fucking knew, you'd be doing it. So you probably don't know. You think you know. You have an understanding, but you don't know it. And knowing it means you see the result. And this is just an invitation for you to really start looking at, am I applying the shit that I'm learning? And am I actually learning this stuff? Am I seeing the results in my life? Or am I just consuming? At my events, I talk about, I say this at the beginning, I'm like, it's not about the information. It's about the application. Because at my events, I say a lot of shit. I'm going to be saying a lot of information. You're going to learn a lot of things. I'm going to say a lot of shit. But consider, if you just apply one thing that you learned, if you apply one thing that you learned from this podcast, if you apply one thing that you learned from any of the podcasts that I've done that you've listened to, one thing, how would your life change? It'd be completely different. My car agrees with you. Bing, bing, bing. Right? It'd be completely different. If you applied one thing, if you were like, yo, I'm going to do this one thing that Erica said, and see if this works, and see if my life changes. I guarantee you it will. Like, I guarantee you. But the problem is, we take on so much information, we're overwhelmed, or we don't know what to do, or we get FOMO, or we think we should be doing all that, or maybe we do that, and then we look around and other people are doing other things because they're trying to figure out their shit, and then we don't do the one thing that's for us to do. And do you know who can tell you that? You. I can't tell you what that is. Oprah Winfrey can't tell you what that is. Tony Robbins can't tell you what that is. So it is not a lack of information. There's fucking information at your fingertips, honey. If you're in 2021, you are lucky. You are so lucky. You're so blessed. We have the World Wide Web, the internet. We've got information everywhere. There's probably too much information, to be honest. So we can't say, I don't know. If you want to know, you can know. We could get a little bit resourceful. We could get on Google. We could Google some shit. We could ask a friend. We could jump onto YouTube. We could do the search. And the information you're looking for, you will probably most likely find. It's the after. It's the action. It's the doing of it. It's the fuck, all right, I listened to this podcast. Erica said I need to apply at least one thing instead of trying to listen to everything and trying to take on everything. Cool. So if I was using this show, for example, what's the one thing I could do? Cool. So I'm studying. I'm in the sisterhood. What I'm going to do is I'm going to commit to just learning one thing about that module, one thing that she said that I'm going to start doing. I'm going to apply it into my life daily. So every day I'm going to, once a day, I'm going to say no to someone just to try to exercise my no muscle. I'm going to do that for 30 days. Maybe you do that every day for 30 days because you always say yes and you're a people pleaser. That's just going to change your life. First of all, you're going to get skilled at saying no. High five. It's going to be uncomfortable as hell. Even just saying it once a day is going to help you. Your subconscious is going to get retrained. You're going to rewire your fucking brain. And then let's say 2 months from now, when your sister asks you to babysit her kids and you really don't want to, you just go, no, I'm not doing it. And you don't even feel that. And she stops asking you. And people around you start realizing who you are. And they stop they stop asking you to do shit. Because you're teaching them how to treat you. I'm using this shit as a bullshit example. Just one thing that you could take from my podcast and be like, I'm going to start doing that. If that's your biggest problem. I'm going to start doing that. How do you know what your biggest problem is? Go listen to my podcast episode that I just did that said, I don't know where to start working on myself. It's amazing. It talks about the knot in your life and how to find where to work. You'll find it. If you find where you need to work on, try just working on that. Just do one thing to work on that. You don't have to do 75 things. Notice this. People be like, I haven't worked out in years. I need to lose weight. All right, what are you going to do? I'm going to go to the gym 7 days a week for 5 hours a day. And I'm like, oh, fucking come on. Why don't you just go 1 day a week for 30 minutes? It's a bit of sabotage. We try to do all the things, especially when you don't do all the things. Do one tiny little thing. There's a book that Hamish read once, and he told me about it. And the guy couldn't do anything because he was so busy. And it's like a 15-minute rule. He's like, every day for 15 minutes, I'm going to read. And he really wanted to finish a book. And he had said he wanted to finish this book for years. He's like, couldn't find the time. So every day he committed to reading for 15 minutes or 10 minutes, something like that. And he would read 5 pages. Now, that sounds like nothing. Like you read 5 pages and then you put it down. But guess what? Homeboy finished that book in 30 days. And he had been wanting to read that book for years. And so what I'm saying is these little mini micro bites, this 1% shit, actually helps you in the long run. If you just work on one area that's really messing with you and you commit to one action, one thing that you do, you actually apply something. I don't care if you learned it from me or someone else. Doesn't matter. But if you commit to applying the one thing, there's actually a book called The One Thing, and it's fucking good. You should listen to it. And you commit to that, you'll be able to scratch that off. Like, boom, that shit's done. Let's go on to the next thing. But when we try to juggle 55 million things at once, and our fucking brain is an overload, and we're watching reels and Instagram and notifications and ping and pong and kids and husbands and wives and work and shit and traffic, is a lot for your brain to take on. And if this is you, if you're like, yeah, I haven't been able to get any results in what I'm trying to do, maybe there's too much going on. Maybe there's an information overload and you need to really be the security guard of your mind and be like, nope, no more information come in. I'm going to deal with this. Gary Vee always says, stop listening to my fucking podcast. I love him. And of course people don't. I love him so much I still listen to him. But I get what he's saying, you know? It's like, stop consuming. Do something with this information. Because you're going to always be looking like, I need more before I can do this. No, you don't. You have enough in you right now to make it happen. No, but I need to know more. No, you don't. You ain't going to do shit with the information. You have to apply anything. So get to the applying, get to the application. That's where shit's going to change. I love you. Short one from me today. I hope you have a beautiful day. And again, thank you so damn much for being here. Thank you so much for listening. I so appreciate your ears, your time, your energy, and your attention. Please do me a favor and head over to Apple iTunes. Subscribe so that you don't miss an episode. Share this episode with a sister who you know needs to hear it. And if you feel called to, leave me a review. I'd love to know what you think about the podcast. I'd love to know how this information is helping you change your world. Thank you so much for being here. I know that there are many podcasts you could listen to, and I really appreciate you listening to mine. Have a gorgeous week, honey.